Alright, this is just going to be a random stuff video. Stuff I was going to get to, but I'm just not going to do in separate videos, so I'm just throwing it in one. Right at the moment, at this particular time, Rabbit Ape's account's been suspended, and really strange. There's a lot of talk, and I gotta wonder. The things that concern me is he has a lot of friends. He has a lot of subscribers. I would just think that somebody would have the story about what's going on, and the fact that nobody has that story, that seems kind of fucked up. Like there's, I don't know. I mean, you can't figure it out. I mean, I can't believe it's a copyright issue, because I would think YouTube would warn somebody. Well, don't, you got these DMACAs or whatever. Don't make any more controversial videos until you settle this issue in court or whatever they would do. But I just don't see them suspending an account without warning anyway. So anyway, this is really kind of strange. The brighter side, Soup Excellency is reopened his account, and so that's good. The other good news is they finally did ban the Asshat account, suspend whatever. Asshat Archive 2, one of the ones that was posting my name and address, well, the one that posted the most. The Charlie Manson accounts are still active, though, and I still haven't heard anything from YouTube yet, so I guess I'm gonna have to recontact them. It's almost, I don't know, it's getting close to 10 days anyway. So we'll see where that goes. So I guess the only other thing, I thought this might be longer on these subjects, but yeah, there's nothing. What can you say? I mean, the Rabbit Ape thing is just very distracting. It's just all this uncertainty. I just wish, they've got to have better policy. You can't have a company like this run this way. This is too connected to free speech. It's too much of a, it's almost a public utility. I mean, we have certain rights, and because we invest in this thing. People put up videos, and there's an investment in, the connection to other people, and it's a little too much to be playing these ambiguous games, with people's futures. One wrong word and you're banned, or and then the other side of the story is like I said, you can't get people banned for overt violations of the terms of service. I mean, just grotesque ones. Like I said, a name, address, and phone number. How could that stay up for over a week? I mean, this just doesn't make any sense. And while I'm making criticisms, it's also connected with the one video I will talk about. I got one video response from that Luke Anarchy guy. Well, actually, it's two. I mean, I ignored his first response because it was just the same old crap. But the second is not, he's retitled. I can't remember the title of it, but anyway, something socialist or whatever. So I'll post a link, of course, but and it should be linked to his video. But it just irritates me that subscriptions, like I said, it really would be better if we had two kinds of subscriptions, where you're one subscription where you could say, yes, I endorse what this guy says, and another subscription where you say, no, this guy's a lunatic, but I like watching lunatics, because I like to keep my eye on what they're saying, because this guy's a lunatic, and, if you got a half an hour, you should listen to the video of they link to. Because it's just so funny. I mean, I almost took this guy way too seriously. I mean, I have notes here where I actually wrote, like, oh yeah, okay, well, I'll argue some of his points. But there's really no point, because you watch the video and you hear what these people believe in, and their alternative to government is contracts and insurance. And so it's going to be all bureaucrats and lawyers. So they're going to replace government. You pay taxes to insurance, what they call them DROs, dispute resolution organizations, and what they basically will be is these mobs, and you pay the mob protection money, or whatever you want to call it, the taxes, and they provide you insurance against pollution or insurance against whatever. And this kid sits there and talks about how, you can't use force, but of course these organizations will be able to use force if they decide you're wrong. You know, and the book with the obvious. If any logical person here listening to this crap would say, yeah, well, the logical end is just going to be some kind of turf war, just some sort of, you know, New York City gang war. With mob organizations heavily armed, with enforcement agencies and bureaucracy. It's like, you know, it's like getting rid of government and only keeping the absolute worst parts of government. I mean, it's just so ludicrous, so idiotic. You know, like I said, it doesn't make any sense at all, and there'd be absolutely no protection from one of these DROs running completely amok and just you know, turning it into their empire. So exactly as I pointed out, it would just take you back to the point we were at, you know, 4,000 years ago or whatever, where might made right and power consolidated, and then power took over the world. You know, the corporation, the king, the emperor, whoever you want to, whatever, but that was basically it. It was the corporation. It bought all the land, it owned everything, it took everything, and then it doled it out to the people. And that's all this nonsense would lead to. It's just so silly. So anyway, so like I said, there's no point even arguing about it. It's just, it is insanely silly. But the rhetoric really is irritating. You know, they talk this right to private property or some other, you know, jargon, and it doesn't mean anything. You know, it just has no context. It has no meaning in terms of your rights to private property. Yeah, but you don't have a right to not pay for the police force or the fire department or some other thing that some other part of the infrastructure that you're going to use. You know, so you have to pay for these things. You can't just live off it and not pay for it. And you're going to have to, at some point, make concessions to your environment. And even the guy who's, you know, detailing this insanity even points out that, oh, yeah, well, if everybody doesn't buy the insurance, well, then you won't be able to get the insurance because it'll be too expensive. So you have to get everybody to buy the insurance. And so isn't that the same thing as a government? Isn't that the same thing as, you know, getting your neighbors together and say, look, we got to agree on something so we can get our insurance, so we can get protection, because the polluters are going to kill us if we don't. I mean, it's just stupid. Well, anyway, but you know, just the whole idea of lawyers, giving power to lawyers with guns, just was so laughable. So let's see, I got a couple minutes here left. I don't know whether it's worth me boring you with something else. I thought I had something else interesting to say, but I guess I don't really. Just a weird. Just a weird, like I said, you didn't see the rabbit ape thing coming. That was just like, whoa, where'd that come from? And you know, it gets you wondering about this whole environment. Like I said, this is just not good. You know, there has to be some really explicit rules so people know what they can do and what they can't do. And it's just, this sucks. This sucks. So I guess that's a good way to end it. This sucks. This sucks. Yes.